So you've hit level 50 and are wondering what daily and weekly tasks you can do to get started at endgame. There are a lot of really important things that you can get done before your daily and weekly resets to help gear up your main character and your alts, so stay tuned. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I'm also going to be streaming Lost Ark on Twitch, so catch me live there, links in the description. Right off the bat, I'm going to go over your daily checklist that you should be completing before your daily reset. Daily reset times are at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and weekly reset is at 2 a.m. PST on Thursdays. You'll have to check when this is in your own specific time zone. First up, we have your Una's dailies, which you can access by hitting Alt-J. You can complete 3 of these every day per character, and they give you 2 really important things. On a daily basis, they give you enchanting materials, and I recommend you pick up the ones that give you the most Harmony Leap Stones, as you'll go through these very quickly while you're enchanting your gear. And I've had a few people ask me, yes, once you hit T2, these mats do change into T2 mats, so you don't need to worry about that. The second important thing these dailies give you are Una's tokens, which you can see on the left-hand side of your dailies window. This bar resets weekly, and these tokens can be converted directly into gold by trading them into a gold shop merchant in major cities. Obviously, the more points you get for the week, the more Una's tokens you receive. These points do take some time to build up throughout the week since you only get 3 points per Una's daily, but they are shared throughout your account so your alts can help funnel in points too. You'll also get these points from completing Una's weekly, but more on that later. Because you want to do these dailies on your alts, you want to pick up the dailies that are the easiest and fastest to get done, for the sake of efficiency. I recommend setting your Bifrost points, press Alt-W, so you can just teleport to them every day. The dailies that I personally like to grab are Where It Belongs, which unlocks from completing Shoeshire, Prisoner Emancipation, which is unlocked from the island Calhertz. I like doing this one currently because there's also a chance of getting an island token from it. However, this one does cost pirate coins with a chance to get more in return. So if you haven't done an island route yet after hitting level 50, I recommend checking out my video on that first. Other notable dailies that are relatively easy to complete and give leap stones are Ride Like the Wind, which is an island taxi quest, and Anxious Mind, which you unlock from interacting with this crate on Annika. And don't worry if you miss these dailies sometimes, as this game is friendly towards casual players and offers a rested bonus for every missed day of dailies, up to 6 days. The rested bonus will give you the materials and Una's points to help make up for what you missed. Next up on your daily checklist is super fast. If you haven't already joined a guild, I recommend doing so. Afterward, open your guild menu and at the bottom, click the donation button. Donate 6k silver to receive bloodstones, which you can later use to purchase materials from the bloodstone vendor. Don't donate gold or guild marks, as those are not worth it. Next up, I'm going to talk about the daily world events that you can complete, starting with Adventure Islands. These appear on a timer throughout the day, and you can complete them once on a weekday and twice on a weekend for some juicy loot. You can check when the Adventure Islands are up next by clicking the compass icon under your minimap. Next up are Chaos Gates, which you can also track through the same menu as the Adventure Islands, as well as through the little timer on the left-hand side of your screen. Chaos Gates are a series of small bosses that you need to kill with up to 30 people. Don't worry, you don't need to make a party, everyone enters this solo. This drops items like runes, chaos fragments, and treasure maps, which are all definitely worth getting. So keep an eye on your Chaos Gate timer. You can also loot world bosses once a day, which you can track through the timer on the left-hand side of the screen as well. Next up are your Guardian Raids, which you can loot twice a day. Remember to pick up your loot from the glowing orbs. You can check if you've looted these or not by hovering over the 2 orbs on the Guardian Raid board. These are 4-man instances where you fight a single boss. Although you can do this with less people if you'd like, the raid scales to your group size. Each Guardian Raid is gated behind a gear score, so the higher gear score you have, the higher Guardian Raid you can do to get more materials. You can also unlock more Guardian Raids as you finish unlocking each map. This includes Rohindel after reaching gear score 460. Finally, we have Chaos Dungeons, which, like Guardian Raids, you can get good loot from twice a day. You can also spam Chaos Dungeons after the first 2 runs if you'd like to receive a special currency, which you can trade into the Chaos Dungeon vendor for more materials, like Harmony Shards, woo! I personally like to do my Chaos Dungeons last on my daily checklist to see if I can get my gear score up high enough by the end of the day to unlock my next highest Chaos Dungeon. Just like with Guardian Raids, the higher gear score Chaos Dungeons you do, the more materials you get from loot. Both Guardian Raids and Chaos Dungeons also have a rested bonus, where you'll receive double the loot for your days missed. I recommend trying to complete these dailies on your alts as well in order to help funnel materials into your main, or to gear up your alts. Aside from all of these combat-related dailies, you can also look into doing your life skills, press the B hotkey, by harvesting nodes from around the world. The life skill energy bar takes approximately 2 days to go from 0 to full, and this is shared between all of your alts. You can sell the materials you gather, or you can save them to upgrade your estate and craft useful battle and upgrade items. Rapport is another great daily you can get into, as certain NPCs will give you gold. Press Alt-N and choose a continent, where you can see information on specific NPCs and the rewards they offer for rapport. The Queen of North Vern, Elaine, is a good one to do early on, as she gives 200 gold at Amicable. To see what gifts to give her, just click on the Preferred Gifts tab. The next section I'll cover are your weekly activities. First up, we're going to go back into your Una's menu, Alt-J, and go to the weekly tab. These are your weekly missions that you can complete, and I recommend grabbing the ones that give the most harmony shards, as you'll run into a wall trying to collect these later. There are different types of weeklies you can complete based on the content you like to do. You have your basic weeklies for Guardian raids and Chaos dungeons, along with cube dungeons, PvP weeklies, life skilling, and the like. Just pick these up before you're about to go on with your week so that you can passively complete them and help to fill up your Una's token bar. In the very same menu, you can click on your weekly guild quest, which gives you bloodstones as well, so that's also worth doing. Abyssal dungeons are another weekly that you unlock at 340 item level, which are more of a stereotypical dungeon setup, where you'll kill multiple bosses in a 4-man group. These have some pretty fun mechanics, however, I recommend looking up a quick guide on them before queuing so that you can help your party give them a good shot. Each Abyssal dungeon you can only complete once a week. This is your most reliable way of making gold. And it also drops things like your class engraving accessories and tokens that you can use to craft your purple and legendary sets at the Abyssal Dungeon vendor. Remember, you can just transfer over your old enchantment levels from your old gear to your new gear. No need to start over. I recommend buying the chest at the end of your Abyssal runs for a small amount of gold for even more accessories and enchant materials, along with the tokens I just mentioned. You should also aim to get your alts to 340 item level as soon as possible so that they can complete these dungeons as well. I'm also going to talk about some merchants that you can buy materials from on a weekly basis. The merchant ship and the guild bloodstone exchange NPCs have stock that refreshes weekly, where you can purchase extra upgrading materials. I know that this is a lot of info, so feel free to rewatch any parts of this video as you decide what you want to get done daily and weekly. Once you get it down, you'll be getting lots of materials to help gear up your character. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.